The studio lights beamed down brightly on the set of Sherri Shepherd's talk show, where the audience buzzed with anticipation for the day's guest, Jeannie Mai, the vibrant television personality known for her sharp wit and unfiltered opinions. Sherri, with her signature warm smile and infectious energy, welcomed Jeannie onto the stage amid thunderous applause, the two women embracing like old friends before settling into the plush armchairs arranged for an intimate chat. The conversation started light-hearted, delving into Jeannie's latest projects, her fashion line, and her empowering messages for women navigating life's challenges. But as Sherri gently steered the topic toward Jeannie's highly publicized divorce from rapper Jeezy, the atmosphere shifted palpably, the air thickening with unspoken tension. Jeannie, dressed in a sleek red pantsuit that accentuated her confident posture, initially responded with poise, sharing how she was focusing on co-parenting their young daughter and finding strength in her independence. However, Sherri, ever the probing host, pressed further, asking about the rumored infidelity and the brutal custody battles that had made headlines, her questions laced with empathy but cutting deep into Jeannie's guarded emotions. The audience leaned forward, sensing the vulnerability cracking through Jeannie's facade, as she paused, her eyes glistening under the spotlights. Suddenly, the exchange escalated when Sherri referenced a recent court filing that alleged financial disputes and emotional manipulation, prompting Jeannie to retort sharply, her voice rising in defense. "You don't know the half of it, Sherri. It's not just about money, it's about betrayal on every level." The host, taken aback but professional, tried to de-escalate, offering a tissue and a reassuring hand, but Jeannie's composure shattered like glass, tears streaming down her face as she stood abruptly, the microphone still clipped to her lapel capturing her sobs. The camera panned to the shocked audience, murmurs rippling through the crowd, while producers scrambled behind the scenes, signaling for a commercial break that couldn't come soon enough. Jeannie stormed off the set, her heels clicking furiously against the polished floor, leaving Sherri alone on stage, mouth agape, as the live feed cut to black, the dramatic exit instantly becoming fodder for social media frenzy. In the aftermath, backstage chaos ensued with crew members whispering about the unscripted meltdown, Jeannie's team rushing to her side in the green room where she collapsed into a chair, wiping away mascara-streaked tears, vowing never to discuss her personal life on air again. Sherri, regaining her bearings, addressed the audience upon return, apologizing for the intensity and shifting to lighter segments, but the incident lingered like a storm cloud over the episode. Viewers at home replayed the clip, dissecting every word and gesture, turning what was meant to be a promotional appearance into a viral spectacle of raw human emotion. Analysts speculated on the impact to Jeannie's public image, some praising her authenticity, others criticizing the show's handling of sensitive topics. As the day unfolded, Jeannie's social media flooded with supportive messages from fans, celebrities, and fellow divorcees, transforming her tears into a symbol of resilience amid heartbreak. The title of the episode, once innocuous, now screamed across tabloid headlines, immortalizing the moment when a brutal divorce fight exploded live on national television, forever etching Jeannie Mai's storm off in entertainment history. Back on the set, as the commercial break ended, Sherri Shepherd composed herself, her voice steady but laced with genuine concern as she explained to the audience that sometimes conversations hit too close to home, and they would respect Jeannie's privacy moving forward. The show continued with other guests, but the energy had dimmed, the earlier excitement replaced by a subdued hush, as if the room itself mourned the abrupt departure. Meanwhile, in the labyrinth of corridors behind the stage, Jeannie paced furiously, her phone buzzing incessantly with calls from her publicist, friends, and even Jeezy's camp, each notification a reminder of the public unraveling she had tried so hard to contain. She replayed the interview in her mind, regretting her decision to appear, feeling exposed and raw, the weight of the divorce proceedings crashing over her like relentless waves. Flashbacks to happier times flooded her thoughts. A red carpet walks hand in hand with Jeezy, their lavish wedding, the joy of welcoming their daughter Monaco, now tainted by accusations of deceit and irreconcilable differences that had led to their split after just 2 years of marriage. Jeannie's tears flowed freely now, unfiltered by cameras, as she confided in her makeup artist about the sleepless nights, the therapy sessions, and the constant battle to shield her child from the media storm. Outside, paparazzi gathered like vultures, eager for a glimpse of the distraught star, their flashes ready to capture any sign of weakness. Sherri, during a quick break, sent a text to Jeannie apologizing profusely, offering to edit the segment if needed, but Jeannie, still seething, ignored it, focusing instead on composing a statement for her Instagram, where she would address the incident head-on, emphasizing her humanity and the pain of public scrutiny. As the show wrapped, audience members filed out, buzzing with gossip, some empathizing with Jeannie's plight, others thrilled by the live drama that made daytime TV so addictive. In the production meeting that followed, producers debated the ethics of airing the full exchange, weighing ratings gold against potential backlash, ultimately deciding to release it with a disclaimer about mental health awareness. Jeannie's storm-off quickly trended on Twitter, with hashtags like #JeannieMaiStrong and #DivorceDrama exploding across timelines, drawing commentary from relationship experts who dissected the signs of emotional triggers in high-profile breakups. Celebrities chimed in, from talk show hosts defending Sherri's interviewing style to fellow divorcees like Khloe copyright Kardashian offering solidarity. The incident sparked broader discussions on the pressures faced by women in the spotlight, particularly women of color navigating interracial marriages and cultural expectations. Jeannie's vulnerability, though painful, humanized her beyond the glamorous facade, reminding fans that even icons have breaking points. As night fell, Jeannie retreated to her home, cradling her daughter, finding solace in the innocent giggles that cut through the day's turmoil, vowing to channel her pain into advocacy for single mothers everywhere. The next morning, headlines blared across entertainment sites, with outlets like TMZ and E! News replaying the clip of Jeannie's tearful exit, analyzing her body language and the heated words exchanged with Sherri. Public opinion split, some viewers accusing Sherri of ambushing her guest with invasive questions, while others commended Jeannie for her honesty in a world that demands perfection from celebrities. Jeannie, waking to a barrage of notifications, chose empowerment over silence, posting a heartfelt video on her social media, her eyes still puffy from crying, where she spoke candidly about the toll of divorce, the importance of boundaries, and her commitment to healing. "Yesterday was tough," she admitted, her voice steadying as she continued, "but it's a reminder that we're all human, and sometimes the pain just overflows." The response was overwhelming, with millions of likes and shares, turning a moment of weakness into a movement of support. Sherri, addressing the controversy on her own platform, expressed regret for any hurt caused, clarifying that her intent was to provide a safe space for discussion, not to exploit personal struggles. Behind the scenes, Jeannie's legal team monitored the fallout, ensuring no breach of confidentiality from the ongoing divorce proceedings, which included disputes over assets, spousal support, and custody arrangements that had grown increasingly acrimonious. Jeezy, remaining largely silent, issued a brief statement through his representatives, wishing Jeannie well and emphasizing their shared priority for their daughter's well-being. As the story gained traction, talk show circuits buzzed with similar incidents, from the pasta Oprah's emotional interviews, Ellen's controversial moments, drawing parallels to how live TV can amplify personal crises. Jeannie spent the day in reflection, journaling her thoughts, meditating, and connecting with her support network, including close friends like Adrienne Bailon, who offered words of encouragement. The viral nature of the event boosted viewership for Sherri's show, with ratings spiking as curious fans tuned in for reruns, but it also prompted industry introspection on guest vetting and topic sensitivity. Social media influencers created reaction videos, some mocking the drama for clicks, others providing thoughtful analyses on mental health in the entertainment industry. Jeannie's brand, built on empowerment and style, saw a surge in engagement, with her fashion line's website crashing from traffic as supporters rallied to buy her products in solidarity. In quieter moments, Jeannie pondered the irony of her life. Once a host on The Real, where she dished advice on relationships, now the subject of national sympathy. The brutal fight that exploded live wasn't just about divorce, it symbolized the unseen battles many face, making Jeannie's tears a catalyst for conversations on vulnerability and resilience. Weeks later, the dust began to settle, but the impact of Jeannie's on-air meltdown lingered, influencing her approach to future appearances and public sharing. She dove deeper into therapy, exploring the roots of her emotional triggers, from childhood experiences to the pressures of fame, emerging stronger and more intentional about her narrative. Sherri and Jeannie eventually reconciled privately, with a phone call that bridged the gap, both women acknowledging the unpredictability of live television and committing to mutual respect. The episode aired in full, edited slightly for sensitivity, and included a postscript segment on resources for those dealing with divorce, turning a negative into a positive outreach. Jeannie's daughter remained her anchor, innocent playdates and bedtime stories providing normalcy amid the chaos, as she navigated co-parenting with Jeezy through mediated sessions that aimed for amicability. Media outlets continued to speculate, digging into court documents that revealed details of asset divisions, including properties and business interests, fueling tabloid fodder but also highlighting the financial complexities of high-net-worth separations. Jeannie channeled her energy into new ventures, announcing a podcast series on personal growth and relationships, where she would control the conversation, inviting guests to share their stories without the risk of ambush. Fan mail poured in, letters from women inspired by her courage, sharing their own divorce journeys and how Jeannie's visibility gave them hope. The storm-off became a pivotal moment in her career, shifting her image from polished presenter to relatable warrior, boosting her authenticity in an industry often criticized for superficiality. Sherri's show adapted too, implementing pre-interview guidelines to avoid sensitive pitfalls, ensuring guests felt safe while maintaining engaging content. As awards season approached, Jeannie graced red carpets with renewed confidence, her outfits symbolizing rebirth, bold colors and empowering designs that spoke volumes. Discussions on platforms like Reddit and TikTok dissected the cultural implications, from Asian American representation in media to the stigma of public emotional displays. Jeannie's social media evolved, blending fashion tips with motivational posts on self-care, amassing even more followers who appreciated her transparency. In retrospect, the brutal divorce fight exploding live served as a turning point, not just for Jeannie but for daytime TV, prompting a reevaluation of how personal pain is portrayed and consumed. Months passed, and Jeannie's life post-storm-off found a new rhythm, with her focusing on motherhood, career reinvention, and inner peace. She collaborated with mental health organizations, becoming an ambassador for campaigns that destigmatized therapy and emotional expression, using her platform to advocate for women in similar situations. The divorce finalized amid minimal fanfare, with settlements that allowed both parties to move forward, Jeannie gaining primary custody while ensuring Jeezy's involvement in their daughter's life. Reflections on the Sherri incident became anecdotes in her speaking engagements, where she humorously yet poignantly recounted the day her tears went viral, emphasizing the lesson in setting boundaries. Sherri's show thrived, the episode ironically becoming one of its most watched, drawing in viewers curious about the drama but staying for the heartfelt content. Jeannie explored new romantic possibilities cautiously, dating quietly away from prying eyes, prioritizing compatibility and trust after her painful split. Her bond with her daughter deepened, family outings to parks and beaches captured in private photos that grounded her. Industry peers reached out, sharing their own stories of on-air mishaps, fostering a sense of community among celebrities often isolated by fame. Jeannie's fashion empire expanded, launching a line inspired by resilience, with pieces named after affirmations like Storm Survivor and Tearproof. Media coverage shifted from sensationalism to admiration, profiles in magazines like Vogue highlighting her evolution from talk show host to empowerment icon. The title of that fateful episode echoed in pop culture references, memes, and parodies, but Jeannie owned it, turning potential embarrassment into empowerment. As she looked back, the brutal fight that exploded live wasn't a defeat but a declaration of her unyielding spirit, inspiring countless others to embrace their vulnerabilities. A year on, Jeannie Mai stood taller than ever, her storm-off distant memory transformed into a badge of honor. She returned to television on her terms, guest hosting shows with clauses ensuring topic control, her presence commanding respect. Relationships mended, including a cordial co-parenting dynamic with Jeezy, focused on their daughter's milestones like first steps and words. Jeannie's advocacy work flourished, speaking at conferences on divorce recovery, her tears from that day symbolizing strength rather than weakness. Sherri and Jeannie even reunited for a follow-up interview, this time light and redemptive, laughing about the past while discussing growth. The video script of her life continued, chapters filled with triumphs over trials, proving that even in the glare of spotlights, authenticity prevails. Fans worldwide drew inspiration, sharing stories of their own storm-offs from toxic situations, crediting Jeannie's example. Her legacy extended beyond entertainment, influencing policy discussions on media ethics and mental health support for public figures. As new scandals emerged in Hollywood, Jeannie's handling set a precedent for grace under pressure. Ultimately, the brutal divorce fight that exploded Live became the spark for her most empowered era, a testament to rising from tears to triumph.